So can we start? Shall I start, or we are going to wait some more?
Yeah, so we can start.
Okay. Welcome, GATE aspirants. My name is Ashish Katare, and I have around 10 years of teaching experience in GATE Computer Science. So I welcome you all on the live session from the entry, that is a very well-known platform for the online learning. So in today's session, we will discuss about the GATE, and specifically we will discuss about the GATE Computer Science. So I hope you are all students of the GATE Computer Science. I mean, not GATE, it is a computer science branch, computers, CSE or IT. Okay, so we will, in this session, we will discuss some points about GATE. Why do we need GATE? What is the importance of GATE? And what are the benefits of MTech? If we want to appear in GATE and don't want to do MTech, then what are the chances of the job, and what are the options you have apart from MTech? If you appear in GATE, then what else you have apart from MTech? So we'll discuss all these points in this session. So I will motivate you a bit, but not in that depth if you are thinking. So I will motivate you, but I will discuss what about GATE. I will discuss about only about GATE. So what is GATE? What is the need? What are the subjects? So how much marks you need to get into some IIT or to get PSU jobs? So these are the agendas for the today's session. So I will not take more time to discuss. We will just finish it within 50 to 60 minutes. That is 1 hour maximum. So okay, now I'll start. So first of all, there are so many questions. Okay, I don't know in which year of your engineering you are. So I assume you are in third year or final year or maybe passed out. So this session will help for all these students. Either you are in the third year or final year, or you have just completed your engineering degree. So first of all, what is GATE? Okay, I have some points on that points. Actually, I will discuss all these points. So first of all, just check, why do we need to appear in GATE? Why do we need GATE? Actually, to be specific, I would say, why do we need GATE? Okay, so GATE is a exam conducted by some all IITs and IISc. It is exam which is used to get admission into IITs for the MTech. But apart from that MTech, you can also get jobs from some PSUs. There are PSUs like DRDO. Let me change. Okay, there are some PSUs like DRDO, ISRO, BARC. There are some PSUs. Okay, DRDO, ISRO, BARC is not a PSU. They are separate organizations. PSUs like IOCL, you may get, that is NIC, maybe NHAI, maybe Airport Authority of India, that is AAI. There may be like BPCL, BHEL. They are PSUs which offers jobs through GATE score. So GATE is also important for the jobs. If you want to get into some best PSUs like Maharatna, Miniratna, or some other very famous PSUs, Miniratna, Maharatna, there are many. So if you want to get jobs in the PSUs, then you must appear in GATE, because they use GATE score to fill their vacancies. So apart from MTech, PSUs are very important. If you want to get into the PSU, you need GATE. Without GATE, it is not possible. There are some PSUs or some organization like DRDO, so they conduct their own examination. But for PSUs, you need GATE. So that's why we need GATE. Apart from PSUs, now we'll talk about MTech. So particularly, I will discuss about computer science and IT branch. If you want to get job in product-based companies like you want, like example is Google, You can say that is Facebook, IBM, Intel. These are all product-based companies. There are many. So these are product-based companies. If you want to get job, if you want to get into this product-based companies, then you must have to do your degree from best NITs, the famous NITs like NIT Trichy, Warangal, you can say Calicut. So, or you have to do your degree from the IITs. So if you are not BTech from good NITs or IIT, then you must have to do your MTech from some good IITs so that you can get placed in these product-based companies. Because in the private colleges, some moderate private colleges or government colleges of your state, like if I talk about particularly Madhya Pradesh, we have some 7 to 8 government engineering colleges. In that colleges, these companies often don't come for the placements. Very rare if they want some candidates, then otherwise they don't come in our colleges. They only go for IITs and IIMs and some best private universities like BITS Pilani or something. So if you want to get into product-based companies, you need this GATE. Okay. Now we have product-based companies. Likewise, we have some service-based companies. What is service-based companies? Like TCS, Infosys. You heard the name TCS, Infosys, like Accenture or many more, you can name them. So these are the companies which are purely service-based. You can get job in these companies from your college also by placement. So if you want to do the job in product-based companies, you need GATE. So now the importance of GATE lies in, if you want some in-depth knowledge of technical knowledge, in-depth knowledge of the technical, your course, your engineering, then you must do post-graduation, that is MTech or ME. If you want to get into some PSUs, you have to appear in GATE. Okay, now I will discuss one more importance of the GATE. Okay, so just leave this PSUs and MTech. There is another use of GATE, but not exactly GATE, but the syllabus of GATE. There are many states like Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Kerala, West Bengal, means the states in India, they also offer jobs through GATE score as well as through the GATE syllabus. Now, let me explain. In our state, that is MP, Madhya Pradesh, we have one exam. It is known as MPPSC, Public Service Commission. For the first time, they are filling vacancies for the DSP computers. DSP computers mean Deputy Superintendent of Police computers for the cyber cell. First time in the history of MPPSC, they are filling this position. And the syllabus of this examination is equivalent to GATE, same as GATE. So my point is, if you prepare for GATE, the whole syllabus, then you can get some state government and central government jobs. If you don't want to do MTech, if you don't want to get into PSUs, if you want to live in your state itself, then just prepare the syllabus of GATE. The syllabus of the GATE is standard actually, means they cover all the core subject of the engineering. So whenever you want to get into some jobs, they will take your exam, and the syllabus of that exam, that entrance exam, will be same as the GATE. So if you have command or excel on the syllabus of the GATE, you can easily get the government job. So what are the jobs? I will give you some name. Like UPPCL, Uttar Pradesh Power Corporation Limited, like AAI, Airport Authority of India Limited, Airport Authority of India, that is AAI, as I said, MPPSC. There are so many state government jobs, like in Power Corporation, in Food Corporation. It may be in like Highway, National Highway Authority of India, like NHAI. There are many. Okay, so sometimes people says for CSE and IT, for computer science and IT, there are few PSUs through GATE. Means if you are doing GATE, you have to do MTech, then you can go to the corporate job like IT companies somewhere. For CSID, there are no government jobs. It is somehow it is a bit correct. We have very few seats for CS and ID, but we have. There's difference between nothing and for you can just for and something. You have some seats. You have very few seats, but you have. Okay. So through GATE, that is CSE GATE, you can opt for PSUs also. We have few seats, but we have. Okay. Some people say there is no scope. No, it is not correct. We have few seats. Okay. So these are the benefits of, you can say, GATE. That is PSUs, MTech, and let's summarize this one as state government jobs and central government jobs. There are many jobs. So this is the importance of GATE. Okay. Above all, if you appear in GATE, you must have to prepare for GATE, and this will boost your confidence because in GATE we have all the core subjects of the computer science. If you learn them, you will get some confidence so that you can get job easily anywhere. It may be in IT companies or it may be somewhere else like teaching or any other. There are many fields. So GATE is important for the PSU, MTech, state government, central government jobs, and for confidence. First of all, confidence. Okay, you will get confidence because you have command on technical subjects. So these are the benefits. Everyone must appear in GATE. If you are doing engineering for 4 years, you are investing money, time, so you must appear for GATE. So okay, so that you can analyze how much you know about your engineering, about technical subjects, your knowledge. You can just compare. You can just analyze through GATE. So it is very important. Okay, now. So what are the third point is what are the crash course I will discuss later. What are the benefits of GATE other than MTech? Already told you. If you want to go, if you do MTech, okay, that I will discuss later. There is benefit of MTech. If you want to do MTech, then you can just go through this score and the rank. You can get into some IISc or some private university or central university, do MTech, and you will be placed somewhere. If you don't want to do MTech, then you can opt for PSUs. Or you can go for state government, central government job. There are many. I'm also doing the government job through GATE in Madhya Pradesh. So you can just get many opportunities. Fine. So now, what are the benefits of GATE other than MTech? Already told you. Now next is, can we have a government job through GATE CSE? Yes, already told you. Yes, we have plenty of jobs. Now come to the point, what are benefits of MTech? What are the benefits? Okay, what are the benefits? If you do MTech, I'm assuming from NITs, some good NITs and IITs. If you do MTech, you have okay. If you do an MTech from IITs, you will be placed in very good company with very good package. Okay, now some student asked me a few days back, sir, what if I get 10 lakhs package in my BTech placement itself? 10 lakhs package in BTech itself. Then do I need to appear in for GATE? I will say yes. If you are getting 10 lakhs package in your BTech itself, means you are qualified enough. You have some potential. If you go to IIT, then definitely you will get more than that. Then he asked, sir, what is the use? I will invest 2 years and time in MTech. If I work for 2 years for some company, I will get experience and I can switch the job, and definitely I will get some raise or some better salary than 10 lakhs. Then what is the use of MTech? If you are doing MTech from IIT, you will get a good platform. Many good companies like Facebook, Microsoft, IBM, Adobe, there are many. They visit IITs and they can offer you much better, far better package, salary, and job and position in IITs. Above all, if you do MTech, you will get priority in promotions in government jobs, increment incentives because you are postgraduate. And above all, you will have some confidence in your technical knowledge, so you can work better. You have in-depth knowledge, your logical reasoning will be good. Okay, so there are many benefits. So MTech is must. From my point of view, if someone asks me, I will say PG, post graduation, is must for everyone. It should be compulsory. Okay, so by doing post graduation, you will get the in-depth knowledge of your subject, whether it is maybe MBBS or MA, BA, anything, MBA, whatever. So everyone must do post graduation. So there are many benefits. I am listing very few of them. So you will get better job, better environment, better position, better company, and above all the confidence, because you have a solid that is foundation of knowledge. So these are the benefits of MTech. So it is very important for you. Okay, if you are money oriented, if you only want job, you don't want to, you don't see yourself at the higher position in the hierarchy of the corporate jobs. If you just want money, if you just want job, then you can just go with your BTech and the placement. But if you want to do something in your life, if you want some responsible position in your life, in your job, then you must do MTech. Okay. I'm assuming you are not from IT, that's why. If you are BTech from the IT, then I will say you don't need MTech. Okay. Okay, but otherwise, there are some IITians who do MTech also. They are BTech from IT and they also want to do MTech, MS from abroad or from the IT itself. So that's their choice and they will be benefited with that. Okay, now, so why do we need appear in GATE? You know that I already discussed benefits of GATE and MTech, government job through GATE and CSE, and benefits of MTech. If you don't want to do MTech from MTech, but again appear in GATE, use a scorecard, and you can get the government job. If you are interested in government job, technical job, then you must appear in GATE. Okay. Now, what is this crash course? Actually, I don't know you, whether you are passed out or you are in third year or second year. What I don't know actually. So if you are passed out, means you have completed your degree, or you are in the final year and you want to start the GATE preparation by tomorrow, like for example by tomorrow, then you have only 5 months left for the exam. So you need a crash course. Crash course means a fast that is you can say coaching. Okay, means a crash course. You need a crash course simply. Otherwise, you will not score good. Okay, I will come to that point also. Just wait. So crash course means it is a course in which whole syllabus will be completed within 5 months. So my some students ask me very often, do we need GATE Institute or coaching institute for the GATE? Can't we do self-study? Is there any need for the institute or faculty? We will purchase books and we will study and we can get into IITs by scoring good rank. Yes, it is possible, but it has its merit and demerit. We'll discuss it. So I hope and I assume you are all from CS and IIT background. So I am going to tell you some subjects which are covered in GATE. Means in GATE computer science or IT exam. Okay, first of all, there are two branches, that is CS, computer science engineering, and IT. Both have same exam, same paper. Some 2008 and beyond, that is up to 2008, they were having two separate exams for CS and IT. And by 2009, they merged both the branches. You will have a single exam for CS and IT, that is a single paper, that is CSIT GATE, same syllabus. Previously, they had different syllabus and different paper, but now it's a single paper. So in GATE computer science or IT, we have total 12 subjects. TOC, theory of competition, the weightage is 8 marks. Marks may vary, but on an average, it is asked for 8 marks. So TOC 8 marks, compiler design, that is 4 marks. DBMS, database management system, 8 marks. Discrete maths and graph theory, DMGT, it is 8 marks. Computer networks, 8 marks. Operating system, 8 marks. Computer architecture, 12 marks. So these three subjects, like computer architecture. Okay, sorry, I missed some subjects to include in this. Okay, let me write. That is data structure, algorithms, digital electronics, We have total 12 subjects, that is 8, 9, 10. 11th is engineering maths. The last is aptitude, maths aptitude, you can say. Engineering aptitude to be specific. So we have these subjects. And the weightage is 10 marks. Algorithm, that is 10 marks. Digital, that is 4 marks. Engineering maths, 6 marks. Aptitude, 15 marks. So we have total 12 subjects. So very important subject for the GATE is computer architecture and data structure and algorithm. See the weightage, 10 marks, 10 marks, and 12 marks. So these three subjects are very important. Normally, the cutoff of the GATE exam is 25 marks out of 100. If you get 25 marks, you will be selected. Means you have crossed the cutoff. You are GATE qualified. 25 marks only. But to get into IIT, you need 60 plus marks. But to get into IIT, you need 60 plus marks. So it is a bit tough to get 60 marks. You know, not everyone get into IIT, so that's why 60 plus marks are a bit difficult to get. If you want to get in good NITs, you need 55 plus marks, 55 to 60, you can say. Above 60, you will get into IIT. 55 or up to 59, you can get into some great best NITs like NIT Calicut in Kerala, Trichy, Warangal. These are all some examples. Surathkal, these four are very famous. So you want 60 for the IIT. Okay, now. So these are the 12 subjects. I hope you have studied all these 12 subjects in your engineering. Okay, except this 12, it is not a subject. It is just added in 2010. So engineering maths, digital electronics, algorithms, and these. So let me show you one dream. Just see a dream through my eyes. Just check. What is, okay, now just focus on this, what I'm just going to say. Okay, now listen very carefully. You need 60 marks for the GATE. No issue. Only 60. Okay, now check. These are the weightage of these subjects. If I say in the GATE exam, for example, GATE 2022, in GATE 2022, they asked TOC for 8 marks. And you have scored only 4 marks out of the whole TOC. Means there is no sectional cutoff. I'm just saying they ask TOC questions for 8 marks. And you have scored only 4 out of 8. For compiler, it is easy, so I will say 4 out of 4. For DBMS, I will say 4. For DMGT, I will say 4. Computer networks, I will say 4. Operating system, I will say 4. For architecture, I will say 6. Okay. For data structure, I will say 5. For 5. Digital electronics is easy subject. They will ask the question from K-map, combination circuits, sequential circuits only. So you can achieve 4 out of 4. So I'm saying you have achieved 4 out of 4. For engineering maths, probability, linear algebra, and matrices. So you can score 6 out of 6, but for the safe side, I'm saying just 4. In aptitude, out of 15, you have scored only 10. So what you have done? You have scored just half. Means you have prepared not very good for the GATE, just important topics. Then you have scored 4 for just half of marks. And then sum them all. 4 plus 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 30. 35, 40, 44, 48, and 58. You have scored 58 marks out of 100. See this one. You are very near to the IIT, that is 60. I'm not saying you will get IIT Bombay or IIT Chennai or IIT Delhi. You may get IIT Guwahati. You may get IIT Indore, 60 marks, but I know some students of mine, so they get IIT, they get into IITs with only 58 marks. They have to compromise with the branch with the stream, but they have done their MTech from the IIT and got placed in some Intel or Synchron on some good companies for the package 24-25 lakhs. I know there are many students. So I know every student have some special value or some special liking for some subjects. Like I have special value for TOC, compiler, DBMS, DMGT, and computer networks. These are my favorite subjects. I teach them. I've been teaching them from since last 10 years. So I have special value or special thing about these subjects. So everyone has some favorite subject. For you, it may be data structure, algorithms, maybe digital. So in your favorite subject, you may score full, means 10 out of 10 in data structure, 10 out of 10 in algorithms. So I'm just saying, you can increase your marks up to 5 by scoring some more, like in DBMS, you may score 6 out of 8. In the operating system, you may score 6 out of 8. So my conclusion is, you can easily get these 60 marks. So to score in GATE, it is a knowledge plus art. What to study and what you have to leave during your preparation. Do not indulge yourself by studying from the book, from the preface to the last page. Means, just let me conclude. Just focus on this digital electronics. It has a weightage of 4 marks. If you buy a Morris Minor from the market and you start from the preface, from the first page, and you go to last page, you will gain only 4 marks in it. If you have done that hard work in computer organization, computer architecture, you will get 12 marks. So prepare subject according to their weightage. Prepare subject according to the topics. Which topics are important, give them priority, and leave less risky topics. For example, in DBMS, you can just leave file structure, hashing, on indexing of file structure, B plus trees, like in TOC, Arden's theorem, pumping lemma. So there are many topics. In every subject, you will find some topics which are less important. So you can afford to leave them. You can afford easily. If you don't prepare probability, then you will lose only 4 marks maximum. If you are not comfortable with probability, leave it. But increase 4 marks from somewhere else. From operating system, you can just ignore disk scheduling. There will be no harm. Okay, so if you join some institute, there the experienced faculty will tell you what to study, what not to study, and which topics are less important. So you can just afford to leave them. Just give priority to very important topics like memory management, process synchronization, and operating system, sheet-based scheduling, decidability, minimization of DFA, closure properties, and TOC, parsers and compiler design. So IP addressing and the header format of IP and TCP protocols, CSMA/CD in computer networks. So there are very famous hot topics in each and every subject. You must have to prepare them. So you will get a list, or you will get the name of topics when you will prepare for the GATE. Okay, now, so these are the 12 subjects. So the conclusion is, you can easily score the marks which are important to get into IIT. Okay, I'm saying, okay, you can score maybe 80, 90, you can score 100 out of 100. You may get AIR 1. I'm not saying that, but to get into IIT, you must score more than 60 plus marks for the safer side, IIT Delhi, for example. Okay, now, so these were the syllabus. These are the subjects for GATE. Okay, now the very important question: do we need GATE coaching? Do we need a GATE coaching institute for preparation of GATE? By self-study, we can prepare. Okay, right now I'm taking a session on behalf of Entry, and you know, Entry is quite famous in Kerala. It is an online platform for online learning. Okay, so they have started for courses for GATE also. I hope for all the branches, all the popular core branches, and computer science is one of them. So do we need? So if you say, I'm just taking a session for the Entry, so I will promote Entry and will say, okay, yes, very important, and join Entry only. So to be very frank, I'm not saying this. So do we need coaching institute for GATE, for the preparation of GATE? I will say no. There is no need. But there's a but in in this statement. You don't need any institute. If you go back 20 years, there were no institute that for GATE that time. We had started GATE for computer science in 1985. Okay, so you don't need any institute for preparation, but okay, you can do self study. Just go market, purchase 12 books for each and every subject, and start reading. And you can appear in GATE and you can score good marks also. But it is not easy. Only the experienced faculty can tell you what to study and what to leave. Listen, if you study books, the books are generalized, means they are not GATE oriented. They have much more knowledge, much more content, which are not required in GATE. So you will end up with wasting your time if you read that book. Reading a book is not a waste of time, but for GATE, you have to study some out of syllabus content also. So only an experienced faculty can tell you what to study, what not to study, what to leave. Okay, so by paying to the institute, you are actually saving your time. In self-study, whatever you learn in 10 hours, by the faculty, you can learn it within 5 hours. So that's the difference. So by paying money to some institute, you are just saving your time. Okay, faculty will tell you short tricks. He will analyze the paper. He has experience, he or she, maybe the faculty has experience, and you will learn from the experience. You will gain. From the self-study by books, you have to do 10 times more hard work. Okay, so that's why coaching institute is important. And second importance of the coaching institute is accountability. If you learn by self, means self-study, if you do your own GATE preparation without any help of the institute, then you need a very strict discipline. What happens? Today's IPL match, next day is the birthday, next day let's go for the visit of a mall, let's go to Goa, let's go to Calicut, Kerala, Trivandrum, let's just, we have enough means, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, we have 7 months, we have 8 months, let's go for a trip. Why? Because I have 8 months. Okay, I will study more and I will cover. Let's go for now. So if you do this, then you may end up studying only theory of computation for 3 months. By joining the coaching institute, you have accountability. There will be one faculty who will teach you, and he will finish the syllabus on time, test on time. Your analysis of the preparation will be on time. That's why you need coaching institute. You are just paying an institute only to buy or to save your time. You will be accountable then. So these are the pros and cons of the self-study and preparation from some institute. I'm not promoting the institute. I'm just saying by the institute, you will save your time, and within the less time, you can prepare the GATE. If you have 2-3 years plan, go for self-study with strict discipline. If you are not disciplined, then you can't finish syllabus on time. Mark my words, you will not be able to finish your syllabus on time. I know the students. I have taught thousands of students till date from 2010. Okay, now, so that's why coaching institute is important. So you know what is GATE? It is an aptitude test for technical, that is, you can say, engineering aptitude test for engineers, engineering. And it is important for MTech and some PSUs, state government and central government jobs. And there are many other benefits that I told you already from MTech and GATE. Okay, now. So now strategy, how to prepare for GATE. So first of all, join some institute. Okay, from the best faculty, from the expert faculty, you will get the guidance and everything, notes, materials, what to do, do's and don't do's, everything for the GATE. First of all, join the institute and then start from your favorite subject. If they start from the subject like maths or digital electronics, no issue. Just follow the faculty. Okay, that is a strategy. Just follow the faculty. just take 3-4 hours of the class, come home and revise the whole content which you have studied in the class. Do questions and prepare for the next class. Okay, my reason to saying all this is, do not carry subject. Means in the institute they are teaching you TOC, and you are just attending the class and you are not revising or doing questions at home, and you are just taking it pending everything. Now they have finished the TOC. Now compiler design has started, and now they are giving you questions of compiler design, and at home you are doing TOC. So again you are leaving compiler design. Now they have started DBMS, and now this time you are doing compiler design. You are leaving DBMS. So the idea is, as the faculty says, TOC is finished, we will start compiler design by 2-3 days. After 2-3 days, so within that gap, you have to finish your TOC also. Go parallel with the faculty. Do not carry subjects. Okay, if you carry subject, then you will end up with frustration and depression, a kind of anxiety of what to do, how I will finish the syllabus, because you have to prepare for the semesters, for the project, for the mid semesters, for the annual function, for the IPL. There are many distractions for you. So do not carry subjects. Finish with the faculty. And the most important thing is, do not search materials online. Means if you want to learn TOC, then join some institute and follow the faculty of that institute only. If you want to learn TOC from different platforms, like there are many institutes, I don't want to name them, but if you go online on YouTube, you will find hundreds of faculties they are teaching TOC. If you take lectures for the same subject from the different faculties, you will end up with nothing. You will only get frustration. There's no need to have 2-3 different kind of books for the same subject. Just use one book, one standard book, one faculty, and practice questions and the gate questions, and do test, appear and test. That's all. If you go like Quora or Geeks for Geeks or Gate Overflow or any other online content, you will get frustrated and you will get confused. They talk in such a way. So do not indulge yourself in that. Different books, different faculties, different content. No need. There is absolutely no need. Okay, just trust your institute and your faculty and have some set of books like Kenneth Rosen, Corman, Ullman for TOC and compiler design. Okay, Tenenbaum for computer networks. There are many books like Korth for DBMS. So have these books, read them, and take guidance from the faculty and the institute, and appear as much as possible in test, and you can get a good rank. Okay, so what is the strategy? First, learn theory, do practice questions, focus on your mistakes, rectify them. On your mistakes, focus only on your mistake. Learn theory, do practice questions. In practice question, you will make mistake for sure. Then focus on that mistakes, where you went wrong, where you are lacking, in which concept. Focus on that concept and your mistake rectified. Again, do questions. And whenever you make mistake, just write down on your notebook the point of your mistake. Okay, just listen. Whenever you make mistake, just write down on your notebook, read it again, rectify it, again do questions. Okay, then give test, analyze your marks. Do not guess answers in the test. Always try to solve the question. If you get the answer on your paper, then only mark it. And again, after the result, focus on your mistakes. Write down all the mistakes you have made. Calculation mistake, you got nervous, you have made calculation mistakes, you don't know the subject, you don't know the concept. you just assume some wrong concept or wrong in a wrong way, whatever it is, just write it and again rectify it, again revise the theory, then test, revise the theory, test, revise the theory and test. After the completion of this subject, you will need 7 days to revise one subject. For the first time, you will need 7 days to revise the subject. For the second time, you need only 3 days to revise the subject. For the fourth time, you need only 1 day. For the fifth time, only you need 2-3 hours. You have to revise only the point where you had made a mistake. You have to revise only your mistakes. It means the point where you have made the mistake, just revise those points only. So 1 week before exam, you will need only 2-3 hours per subject for revision. But for the first time, you need 7 days. And you have to invest that 7 days as early as possible. Otherwise, in the Feb, during the exam, you need 7 days per subject for the revision. And that is very harmful. So start revising from the subject from the start itself. So the idea is learn the subject thoroughly, theory, concept, everything. Do practice questions, focus on mistake, rectify them, then appear in the test conducted by your institute or somewhere else, whatever, and focus on the mistakes, note down everything, and again theory, read the theory, revise, again appear in different tests and check where you are making mistakes, and do not carry subjects, and do not leave any subject more than 10 days. Means you have studied TOC a month back. So a month back, then you must revise TOC every 10 to 15 days interval. Every 10 to 15 days of interval, you have to revise each and every subject. Means let's revise OS now. We have studied OS for 20 days back. Now it is a turn of OS. Now it is a turn of DBMS. So by using round robin technique, you have to revise each and every subject. Do not leave any subject untouched for more than 10 to 15 days. Revise it, appear and test. Listen, my experience for 10 years says, in the test series, most of the students opt out themselves. They say, I'm not prepared for the test, so that's why I'm not appearing in the test. I will appear in test when I will be confident, when I will complete the whole syllabus. So this is not the correct way. Appear in test as much as possible. If you are not ready for the test, again, go for the test. Just face it. So test is the key to perform well. I can teach you how to fly a fighter jet here itself. Okay, assume I am a pilot. I can teach you how to fly fighter jet. Here only, theoretically. And next, I will say practically, there is one real fighter jet. You know how to fly, just go and fly. You will not be able to fly it. So the means test, So if you first of all you learn the concept, and by test practice it. How much you have learned. So tests are very important. It is the oxygen for the gate. If you don't appear in test, it's a waste of time, and you will not get a good rank for sure. Tests are very important. Okay, so I told you what is the importance of the test series. Fine. I told you what is the importance of test series, and I told how to prepare gate. Okay, so this session is all about gate. What is gate? It has 100 marks. Maximum marks is 100. Cutoff marks is 25. It varies year to year, but generally it is only 25 marks. To get into IIT, you need for general category, that is 60 plus marks. There are many colleges. Okay, so how to prepare gate? The strategy, you will get these strategies again when you join some institute. The faculty itself will tell you again. So I'm not going in depth how to prepare gate. First of all, motivate yourself. Why do we need gate? Why do we why should I appear in gate? So the benefits of gates are important for you as of now. Okay, so let me cover the last point. What if you scored only 24 marks out of 100? Means you have not cleared the gate, you are not qualified gate, you are disqualified in the gate. Only 24 marks out of 100. Okay, so what are the options you have now? So write some exams like JNU. You all know what is JNU? Jawaharlal Nehru University. This is a separate university. There's no use of gate to join this university. Means they ask for the gate scorecard so that you can get the stipend of 12,000 a month. If you are not get qualified, no issue, you will not get money 12,000. But by appearing in the entrance test of JNU, you can get into MTech courses of JNU, and the fees of this JNU MTech is only 600 rupees. Only 600 rupees for the MTech fees, only 600 rupees. And they have a separate exam. They conduct exam mostly in the May, June, but it varies sometimes in March, sometimes May, sometimes June. So you have to be cautious if you want to appear. Just search the notification and apply it. It is important. Okay, it is good university actually. You will not get placed. The placement is very poor here, but for the PhD, for the if you want to go in the teaching field, so it is good. So first of all, it is a backup. I will say, first of all, go to IIT. If you have done some blunder or you are not qualified for GATE, then apply for JNU. Same, you can apply for AP. I'm sorry, I'm just forgetting APGT. I think. I'm sorry, if I'm wrong. It is the name of Andhra Pradesh some entrance exam. Like you have TNCET for the Tamil Nadu. That is MHCET. That is for Maharashtra. These are the entrance exams for MTech position in the regional colleges of that state. Like if you want to do MTech from College of Engineering Pune or VJIT Mumbai, I forgot the name, VJIT. Some lady, some warrior name is Veer Jijabai something. I forgot the name. Sorry. So if you want to do MTech from regional college like PSG Coimbatore, like Anna University, then you have to appear in Tamil Nadu's entrance test, TNCET, and they all conduct the exam in month of June and July. So there are many options. Don't worry, there are many options apart from GATE to do MTech. And from GATE, there are certain foreign universities also in Singapore and Germany. They also entertain GATE scorecard, means they will give you in the admission in MS courses through GATE. Okay, there are certain universities also, they allow GATE score. So you have plenty of opportunities after GATE also, but my suggestion is just score well in GATE and do MTech from IIT, and then you can have a good job, good life, good position, responsible position in your organization. So first of all, appear in GATE, prepare for GATE. So there are many benefits. I have covered few of them, but I have covered the most important aspects of the GATE and MTech. So if you have any query, then you can ask me. So that's all from my side. So best wishes and best wishes from the entry. So I hope you will all appear in GATE, you will prepare for GATE and make India great again. So thank you so much. If you have any doubt, then you can just ask me. Yeah, anyone? If you don't have any doubt or if you don't want to ask anything, then I will just close this session. Yes, I will wait for a few more minutes. Anyone want to say something? Do I need to ask by name, like Mr. Srinath, Vishnu Priya, Soumya, Sagar? Okay, then, thank you so much. I'm just closing the session.
Can you hear me?
The chat box.
Hello.
Yeah. You are writing in the chat box. Okay. I thought you will raise the hand and you will just speak directly to me. Okay. From Hugh Hijab, do we get a stipend if we join private colleges? Yes, you can get the actually stipend is provided from the MHRD, Ministry of Human Resources Department, MHRD. You can say Education Department. So yes, you can get stipend from that, but for that you have to qualify GATE. You have to cross 25 marks. Means you have to qualify GATE. You have to cross the cutoff. You have to reach to the cutoff. Means you have to get 25 marks at least. Then yes, you can apply for the stipend. Then you can get. So answer is yes, you can get. So regional colleges, from regional colleges, I mean to say, let's divide the whole colleges in India in some parts like ISC. It is the only institute of India. There is no second ISC in India. So we have some IITs, some 13, 14 IITs maybe. They have increased the number. After that, you have NITs. Next, you have central universities. And now I will say the regional colleges. Regional colleges, I meant to say the state government colleges. The state government colleges. I don't know much about your state, but I can say you may have a government college in Calicut apart from NIT. Means I'll give example of Madhya Pradesh. We have one NIT, that is MANIT, Maulana Azad National Institute of Technology, MANIT. So this is NIT. So for this, you have a separate entrance exam to get admission in MANIT. In my time, I had AIEEE, All India Engineering Entrance exam, something kind of exam. Now it is, I think, JEE exam to get into this NIT. But we have some state college like SGSITS. This is a government college, autonomous college, but belongs to MP state government. To get admission into this college, you have to appear in the state entrance exam of engineering, pre-engineering test of the state itself. Likewise, we have MITS. It is in Indore. You heard the name Indore. MITS is in Gwalior. So like apart from NITs, you have some regional colleges. Regional college means the colleges belong to the state government. Just like VJIT, Veer Mata Jijabai Institute of Technology, Mumbai. Like College of Engineering, Pune. They have some colleges in Nasik, in Nagpur. There are so many regional colleges. Means they are not NITs, but they are engineering colleges. Like PSG Coimbatore, PSG Coimbatore, the college is not NIT. It's a government college of Tamil Nadu. Like in Mysore, SVC, I think, I'm sorry, I forgot the name, the same college, SVC, some Sri, okay, sorry, I forgot the full form name, some king name it is, Sri Vijay Chandra something, I forgot. In Mysore, it is in Mysore. So we have so many colleges. So this is the answer of your query, that is what are regional colleges. So now your next query, let me read the comments. Okay, now next question from Srinath. Sir, I have just joined the coaching since GATE 2022 is nearing now. Many hours do I have to study daily? Actually, you have to finish the content of 12 months into 5 months. So the harsh reality is you have to study at least 10 hours. 10 hours. And sorry to say, I'm saying 10 hours for self-study. If you want a single digit rank, means 9, 8 or something. It actually syllabus is vast, and you have to reach up to 90 to 100% of accuracy in your questions, in your answers. So you need actually, you have to study at least 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours. But if you are sharp enough, very intelligent, very witty, then you may reduce to this maybe 6 hours. But from the safer side, if I say you don't know anything about the computer science, you are just going to start by today itself, then you have to study 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours. Okay, so it is, I'm just telling you practically number of hours. I don't want to boost your confidence by saying some vague ideas. Oh, no issue, just study 5 to 6 hours, follow my notes, follow my lecture, and you will get idea. No issue, don't worry. These are all bullshit, nonsense. You have to study 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours, seriously. Because I am faculty, I've been teaching for 10 years. That's why I'm saying 8 to 10 hours. Is ISC better than IIT, Angel? You can't compare ISC and IIT. It is the Institute for Technology. It is job oriented, industry oriented, you can say. And ISC is for science, means if you want to get PhD, if you want to do research, if you want to get in-depth knowledge or research, or it is a science institute. They don't focus on job oriented courses. Fine. So there's a difference, but placement is good in both the colleges. 100% placement. You will get the job. Average package 15 lakhs. So ISC, I'll say better. No, it is very tough. It is very tough to do MTech from ME. Actually, ME from ISC. It is very rigorous, very tough. Actually, in IIT, you can get IIT MTech in 2 years. From ISC, it may take 2.5 or 3 years. Because it is, the curriculum is different, the subjects are different, the level of exam or level of preparation is different. So IIC focus on the research, and IIT focus on the job oriented courses. So I'm not saying IIT is not good, IIC is better than IIT. No, but there's a slight difference. So if you opt out IIC, no issue, will get the job. If you opt out IIT, no issue, will get the job. Knowledge, you will get the same knowledge, but there's a slight difference. So it is a science institute actually. There's only one ISC in India. Okay, now next, go to the next question. See, I think there's no more questions. So that was the last from Angel. So is there anyone? Yeah. Anyone else want to ask? Neetu, Charlie, Melvin, Sagar. I'm very happy because this is my first time to interact with the student from Kerala. Actually, I have taken classes in almost every state of India except some East Indian state like Manipur, Meghalaya, except and Kerala and Jammu and Kashmir. Otherwise, I have visited each and every state for the classes, for GATE classes. So I'm very happy and very motivated. Actually, I am motivated. I'm just first time talking with the student from the Kerala. So heaven on earth, people says that. So yes, anyone? Let me check your chat box again. Yes. No more questions. So may I end this session? Okay, now thank you so much. Thank you so much, all of you. And best wishes from the entry and best wishes from my side also. And good night.